In the widespread murky pea soup known as dense fog, you can always rely on one thing, and that is the Baldy-in-Chief head to be a guiding beacon in the otherwise dark and void scary world. In other news, since that was such a fun intro, let's talk about improving weather, and let's talk about next week's weather. Warm weather fans, you're going to like it, and let's get into it in this Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning, it is Friday the 26th. Yeah, there we go, of January 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, live with an ear infection, which means half my hearing is gone and I'm a little loopy. Not really loopy, but half my hearing is gone. The Moopsie agrees. But on the bright side, after some weather today, tonight, into tomorrow, we're finally going to stop emulating Seattle and get back to the reason so many of us love living in the southern United States during the winter, and that will be sunny skies and warm weather. Let's go and take a look at the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is a look at the fog through the day. You can see fog will generally become less widespread through the early afternoon, but it will remain cloudy, and we will still have patchy, dense fog across several regions of Texas. We'll see a bit of fog tonight, but much less so than this morning and most mornings this week. And that will mark, hopefully, what will be the final night of fog for a while, at least on the scale we've been dealing with. Because I don't know about you, and if you have aviation interest, you definitely know, but this fog's been kind of a downer this week. Over it. Let's be done with it. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. With that being said, let's take a look at the simulated reflectivity and satellite imagery as we head into today, tonight, and Saturday. We're going to have a storm system move from the Panhandle in West Texas east across the big country northwest Texas, Texoma this afternoon with scattered showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, maybe some snow in the northwestern Texas Panhandle around Dalhart. You all might manage to get 1 to 3 inches of wet snow. Otherwise, the best chance for rain and thunderstorms this afternoon through Saturday morning will be the northern half of Texas and the eastern third to 40% of Texas. And then, once we're done with all that, as the system departs tomorrow, we begin what looks to be about a 6 to 7 day stretch of dry weather. Finally, after a very busy month, we actually get to enjoy a bit of nicer weather for a change across the state of Texas. And I'm very happy about that. Forecast rain totals for today have come up a bit across portions of northwest Texas. We could see 1 to 3 inches of rain. Vernon, Wichita Falls, there could even be a pocket of 2 to 3 inch rainfall totals. We may see some localized flooding there extending up into southwestern and central Oklahoma up Interstate 44. Otherwise, we're expecting on a widespread basis about 1/10 to 1/2 inch of rain across the Panhandle, West Texas, the big country northwest Texas, Texoma, North Texas, east into northeast Texas, the Arklatex down into the piney woods of East Texas, the Golden Triangle back west into southeast Texas, and the Brazos Valley. You like how I'm able to recite all those names off almost without having to think about it? Trust me, it's taken 15 years to get to know this, and I'm still missing local references of geography across the state of Texas. In terms of flooding threat, again, we may see some localized flash flooding across northwest Texas this afternoon into tonight. Maybe a bit of high water across the eastern third of Texas, given the very heavy rains earlier this week. But we do not expect severe thunderstorm issues outside of maybe some small hail. And widespread flash flooding is not expected. Rain chances will conclude by noon tomorrow, most likely, and that will mark the final chance for precipitation through at least Thursday of next week to end out January. In terms of the forecast upper level pattern over the next week, well, we'll let this replay, but after today's storm system, we're going to generally be quiet in terms of appreciable upper-level disturbances until about, let's say next Friday night into Saturday, around the 3rd of February, is when it looks like we're going to start getting active again. But in terms of that is a week out, and we're not going to deal with it right now. But that's when our next chance of more widespread precipitation looks to be. And until then, we're going to stay mostly dry, No big Arctic air intrusions, so above average temperatures are on their way, and oh, I'm very happy about it because I have some stuff outside I need to get done. After the whole me being done with the ear infection and being half deaf situation, which I don't think I mentioned, but there you go. It's a Friday for you. Today's high temperature is Panhandle. We're looking at 40s, 49 in Plainview, 54 in Lubbock, 52 in Childress, and Vernon. Upper 50s DFW Metroplex up into Texoma. The remainder of the state outside the higher terrain of the Guadalupe Davis Mounds will be in the 60s, 70s, and probably around McAllen in the Rio Grande Plains and Valley, 80s. Ooh. Tomorrow we will see a cold front move through the northern two-thirds of Texas. That'll knock high temperatures back into the 40s and 50s. Definitely not a crashy the cold front situation, given what we experienced earlier this month. High temperatures remain in the 60s to lower 70s across southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, back southwest through the coastal plains, back west South Texas, Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains, into the Rio Grande Valley and Coastal Bend. Warm-up begins on Sunday, especially across the western two-thirds of Texas. High temperatures in the 60s, with 50s across the eastern third of Texas, and from there, temperatures statewide Monday, 60s, maybe lower 70s. Tuesday, upper 60s, lower 70s statewide. Wednesday, upper 60s to middle 70s statewide. Next Thursday, looking like 70s for a majority of the state of Texas. And again, that is all thanks in part due to our upper level jet stream pattern, which will not allow any big time cold air intrusions. And generally speaking, we're not going to be dealing with any storm systems over the next 5 to 6 days as a upper level ridge sets up, similar to what we might see in the summertime months, except without the scary triple digit heat. And then most model data, long-range ensemble data is in agreement. We're going to start switching back into an active pattern for our part of the United States about Friday to Saturday of next week, which is fitting since, well, I'm supposed to be at a weather conference. So somehow, some way, that's going to get messed up, and I won't be at a weather conference. I'll be here doing whatever it is I supposedly do, besides being Baldy and Chief isms and memes and all that fun stuff. But you know what? That's okay. We need precipitation, because without precipitation, we get drought, and we don't like drought. But at the same time, we don't need 10 inches of rain in the span of 3 days. Am I right, Brazos Valley, Southeast Texas, East Texas? Yeah. So that will be it for your Texas weather roundup on this Friday, given the relatively pleasant weather, pleasant weather across the state this weekend. We will be adhering to our normal 5-day work week schedule, meaning our next regular Texas weather roundup video will be out bright and early Monday morning. With that being said, we appreciate all y'all tuning in. We appreciate the likes, comments, feedback. Appreciate y'all subscribing to us on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. We appreciate those of you who take the time to head on over to our weather blog, read those written articles, and view the video as well. So, y'all make it a great weekend. Just get through today. We'll have nicer weather beginning Saturday afternoon, and that'll continue for the better part of a week. Have a good one. We'll chat with you Monday. God bless.